Fred. We're here today to talk about wrecks. Wrecks involving county equipment and county vehicles. 2 county employees.
Over the last 6 years, the numbers show that Sheriff's Office employees have been hurt and involved in 227 wrecks, totaling $5.9 million.
And the road districts have only had 217 wrecks, but their total cost of those injuries are $10.2 million. I'm going to talk a little bit today about the distractions that you experience every time you get in a piece of equipment like this. This machine, a Kent grader, everything's controlled by joystick. You have all these series of buttons all over the instrument. Every one of those is a distraction. Every one of them causes your eyes to take off the road for just for a moment. You got your rear view camera watching traffic coming up behind you. Your full view in front watching traffic coming up in front to the sides. These cabs are designed to optimize your vision, but at the same time, there's so many distractions. Your radio, your mobile radio unit. Once again, you're articulating your brain. You're tilting your wheels, rotating your main ball board current. This side over here, once again, forward and backward motion, and the fine tuning of that blade. Everything is controlled by a series of buttons. Most of them right here. The ones that aren't are on instrument panels on your cluster and on the side. Everything that you deal with inside here takes your eyes momentarily off what you're doing. Even if you're only running 5 or 6 miles an hour, everything's a distraction. You're trying to focus on all of it at once, and yet you have to keep track of all of that plus traffic coming and going. During I thought we'd talk about the other side of it. A lot of people think that the law enforcement is the guilty culprit in this problem, and they contribute to it, but they're certainly not alone on this deal. Once again, the wrecks that occur, 217 of them are road districts for a total of 10,200,000.
The sheriff's side, it's 227 wrecks. That equals about $5.9 million.
So really, the law enforcement's not much worse than what the road district.
It's not
as bad as it.
It's not. It's a combination of both. We got to do better and get better at how we handle wrecks and what we do and how we respond to those. First thing we should do when we get into our car to go to work every day is put the seatbelt on. One, we got to protect ourselves, make sure that we're doing all the safety things we need and doing everything that's provided us to be safe. Next thing in a patrol car you'll notice is there's all sorts of equipment. There's radios to listen to that are blaring in the background, giving us or dispatching us to our calls. There's a computer screen that gives us updates on our calls and where we're going and the updates that we're getting as we respond. Radar, working traffic safety for our public, and a distraction having that radar there and looking at the speeds of other cars around us. A GPS to make sure that we know where we're going and arriving at the right location. All this being said, number one priority is being safe for ourselves and the other drivers. With all these distractions inside, we also got to worry about the other drivers, what they're doing and not doing. There's a cage in here that makes it more difficult to see out the back, the rearview mirror and out the back of the patrol car. And we got to be mindful of all these things while we're driving at a safe speed to arrive at our destination. Another thing that we can do on the patrol car side is when we walk around before we report to duty is make sure all of our tires are aired up. Make sure that we got all of our safety equipment's working properly. Lights, siren. Make sure they're all working the way they should be, and make sure that before we head out and get that first call, that we know exactly what we're doing and what we're looking for.
This is Lee Doolin, the District 3 Commissioner in Lincoln County, and Lee's done some things to some of these vehicles that I think helps mitigate some of our problems. I'd like for Lee to talk to you about what he's kind of done to the trucks.
Sure. Well, years ago, I started with just the GPS in all my vehicles. It was just a simple, you could see where they went from point A to point B and their speed. I got that because I kept getting complaints that trucks were speeding down the roads, and I knew they weren't, but I had to have some backup when people would call in. And the benefit of that, I had the geo-fencing on it, geolocation, and a time fence on it. So if a truck wasn't supposed to go out of the county, I'd get notified, or if they're speeding, I'd get notified. One of the great stories is shortly after I put it in, we had our shop broken into, and they loaded all our tools in the shop in my welding truck. And they started that welding truck up, and boom, I get a message. My foreman got a message. We showed up at the shop. It was about 2 o'clock in the morning. Had law enforcement there. We followed the truck all the way to the guy's house, and we were able to arrest the bad guys. I recovered the truck, brought it back, and we were back in service by 6 o'clock that morning.
Saved all your fuel, saved your piece of equipment, the $100 so alive in this.
And so it paid for 50 years of it just right there, because it's not terribly expensive. So then we started getting some complaints, people throwing stuff out of windows and cutting me off or tailgating me, things like that. And I know my guys well enough, they're professional drivers. So I opted to put some cameras in. And those cameras have told the truth every time, and my guys have been in the right every time. I haven't had to hardly get onto them, anything.
But it's used more for the protection of the equipment, protection of the county than it is, to police your guys by all means.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, they know it's there. So maybe they think about something before they do it. But, one of my trucks, and I can show you the video sometime, was traveling through Prague, and a pickup pulled out in front of him. And, it was an accident. Took our truck out, took his truck out, injured my driver. But the video told the whole truth. And there was no question, no lawsuit, anything. Insurance said, yep, that's our fault, and paid up. So.
Good use for it.
Yeah, absolutely. So there again, it paid for itself.
Yeah. Okay, Fred, we're here today. I'm going to talk a little bit about workers' compensation, some of the issues we have kind of going on. We're having a difficult time with some counties getting the Form 2, the Workers' Compensation Court CC Form 2. We've got to have that filled out and get it sent in immediately before a file can even be started or anybody even consider what's going on with the employee. We want to get that employee to medical attention, to the best attention we can give them, and get them back to work as quick as possible. And that all starts with that Form 2 and getting us some accurate information. That's a little bit of detail of exactly what happened, what body part we think were involved. Once again, it gives us an opportunity to be able to get those adjusters, focused on what's going on with that employee and get them back to work.
I agree. And on the same token, I want to talk about wrecks. County vehicles involved in wrecks. One of the things that would help our adjusters is if you're in the county vehicle and you're involved in a wreck, we need information from you. The name, phone number, maybe insurance information from the other driver. Photos from the scene would be wonderful to have, because when we wait for the OHP or another law enforcement agency to give the reports, it's sometimes 3 or 4 weeks out. Before then, we can already have this in the works or have it settled. So when you're involved in an accident or a wreck, take time, ask for some information, get that to ACCO, and that way we can get the information processed for everybody involved. It would be beneficial to all of us.